We've covered a lot of ground in this course, haven't we? You know a lot more about stocks and the stock market than you did before. It's time to take a closer look at your financial situation and decide what to do. Pull up a chair, sharpen your pencil, or open your spreadsheet. Analyze your current financial position. Where are you now? Start by listing your assets and liabilities. Lots of people think they don't have any assets. They think the only things that count as assets are stocks and investment property. That's just wrong. Your bank account is an asset. If you own your own home, then be sure to list it and try to get its current value. Don't use the purchase price if you can help it. We'll handle any mortgage in a minute. List your bank CDs, the savings bonds you got from grandma when you were a kid, your 401k at work, and your credit union account. Find them and anything else you own and list them as assets. After you've listed your assets, check your liabilities. Those are the things you owe. Count the remaining principal of your loans. Here's where you include your mortgage, your car loan, and any other recurring fixed payments. Not credit cards, they come later. The value of your loans isn't the monthly payment because you're going to be making a lot of payments before these loans are paid off. The easiest way to get the remaining principal is to ask the lender. He'll know. Now, list your outstanding credit card balance, even if you're not rolling over anything from month to month. List any other bills you haven't paid yet, like property taxes. Look over your old credit card bill and checking account statements to see if you've forgotten anything. Now you know what you own and what you owe. Next, you need to know how much income you have and how large your outflows are. Income is relatively easy. List your salary, interest income from those assets you listed earlier, alimony, assuming you're on the receiving side, rent you receive, so forth. Expenses are harder. Your money comes in from just a few places. It goes out to lots and lots of places. Credit card statements and bank statements are the place to find your expenses. When I look at those statements, I'm just about done because I almost never use cash anymore. If you use cash a lot, then you might need to keep track of your cash spending for a couple of weeks. You might be surprised where your money goes. Once you learn, though, it's much easier to reduce unnecessary expenses. Another reason that estimating expenses is harder is because some outflows are lumpy. The poster child for this is your car. I like to buy a fairly nice car and then run it until I see signs that the wheels are about to fall off. These days, that's more than a decade, and I haven't bought a car for a few years. If I look over my recent expenses, I'm not going to see an entry for buying a new car. It'd be easy to forget to list that upcoming expense. An easy way to handle that is just to take your best guesses on when you plan to buy your next car and how much you plan to spend. Then just divide your guess on the price by your guess on the number of months until you think you'll need it. That's about how much you need to budget each month, so count that as a monthly expense. Once you have your inflows and outflows, then you'll be able to estimate your monthly savings. Unless you have a big pile of assets compared to your liabilities, if more money is going out than coming in, then you need to fix that before you think about investing in stocks. Your choices are either to spend less or to earn more. That's it. I'm afraid there is no third choice. Let's assume that you're in better shape than that, and that most months you have a surplus that you can invest. The next step is to set your financial goals. Some of these will prove to be unrealistic, and you'll need to revise them after the next step, which is to get a feel for how to reach your financial goals. Let's keep this example simple and say that you only have one goal, and that's to retire in 30 years with $500,000 more than you would if you keep doing what you're doing now. 30 years is 300